Hello, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good.
Hello and welcome to the SC Ballers podcast. I am your host and coach of the Terrace crew, Matt Ricks. We are embarking on round 25, just the 3 rounds to go on what feels like a marathon season 2025. It has been a ripper. I am still placed in the top 30 somehow. I can't believe I'm not dropping out into the top 100, but on we go, onwards and upwards. It's been a great year. Really looking forward to these last few weeks and then into NRL SuperCoach Finals, which is coming back for the first time in about 15 years, I believe. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Joining me tonight, back from his holiday in Italy, looking very tanned for you, Danny Boy. It's Coach of Casa Bonita's, Danny Boy Ricks. How are you, Danny Boy?
Yeah, thanks, Matty. Yeah, little summer freshen up over here in Europe. It was very nice. Clarity, I feel, of the mind this week. Unfortunately, the troops just aren't on the pitch. I'm going to be running 17. I've got one trade left that I really want to save for that last round, but a few low scores early in the week this week might force my hand to make that treasurable last trade.
Oh, that's going to hurt. We're gonna get into should you be trading this week if you've got between 1 and 3 trades left, because I think there's a lot of people with itchy fingers out there. How'd you score on the weekend though?
Yeah, not too bad. It just feels like I can't really kick. Gagai in the last game really hurt, really stung. He's 30. I was hoping for a big score, but still did all right. Got 1470 something, so put me into the top 1,000 once again. Hopefully jag up to maybe, I'm probably thinking maybe top 500 would be a good goal. A few big scores for the rest of the year, and but yeah, still very worried about that last round.
Good luck with it. Good luck for top 500 with one trade and 17 players.
Hold on. 17 players this week. I got a few Sharkies to bring me home later in the round. So yeah. So I am pushing for that top baller spot for the run home challenge, though. I think I'm pretty close to that. Although the has-beens have been doing very well over the last few rounds.
No, the has-been's on fire. Except he sold Tricky to Turbo on the weekend, so we won't. He had a morning. He had a grief session on the snap the other night. So Tubes looked after him though. Also joining me tonight, speaking of the run home challenge, he's currently bottom of the run home challenge. He's already started growing his goatee for some reason, as is the rules of the loser in that competition. It's Coach of CMac 86 is CMac. Buddy, I know it's been a tough few weeks for you, but thanks for fronting up again on the pod.
No, look, it has been. It's been a tough slog for a while. Just going backwards in a hurry. On the weekend, I put my team in. I didn't look at the app again. I hardly watched any footy. I was very, very busy. It was the last round of junior footy. Digging ditches. Yeah, we got. Mac Manor's getting some redevelopment, so it needs a bit of work. So, digging ditches. There was a lot going on. So, I had the week off in my head-to-heads. Strictly a head-to-head player now. So, it was easy just to sit back and relax.
So, the boy just gave the boys the week off, go clear their heads a bit.
Exactly that. So, hopefully they're ready to go this week. 2 trades in the bank. I'd like not to use them, but we'll see how it goes.
How are you shaping up for numbers this week?
At the moment, I've got 18, 19 if Yo comes on.
That'd be good.
Extended bench. That'd be nice. Because Billy Smith is the 18th at the moment, so I'd like it to be Yoey, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, very, very good. So I had a 14.36, I think. Another two spot red arrow for me, 27th to 29th. I thought I was going way further down. I don't know what saved me on Sunday but I got lucky. I looped Nico. Meany was my AE, so I sold Keely to Horsburgh because Horsburgh wasn't playing. So Horsburgh's just a nice little number for me on the way home in a position that's not much doing. Keely dropped to 14, so he's just a disaster if I'd held him anyway. So not too unhappy. Hopefully Horse has a big run in. He shouldn't get any rest. He'll get 50 minutes a game and should punch out 55 to 60, hopefully. So maybe not too bad. I've got 19 this week. So all the ones that I needed to play are playing, thankfully. Didn't get Dan Tupu like you, Dan. That's a bit of a shocker. Connor Watson will be my 19th man unless he starts the match, which I suppose he could, but that's just really gone to crap for old Connor. Boys, the player profiles have launched on baller.live. So we've got them out there. You can access them via the player stats table. You can toggle between the table and the player profiles. It's got some really, really cool stuff in there. All their base plus power plus negative plus attack for every single game. You can go back and look at each game, how they scored for those stats. You can look at the players' average points, their PPM, their projected scores. So, yeah, really, really cool new feature. We're going to be dropping the player comparison player comparison tool as well very shortly. I know that's one you're excited about, Danny boy.
Yeah, I love doing that little one, especially for those important trade decisions. Just getting those two players up, looking at the stats head to head. I think it's a great tool.
Yeah. The EPL launched on the weekend, so we've got a league for that, 920230. Please go and jump in that. CMac, you said you forgot to go and check your team. Scored in the 80s, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That was about my weekend, right? It wasn't too SuperCoach orientated, but but no, I jumped in, had a look, and it wasn't a disaster. Had some players who scored well, so a couple of quick trades, and I'll be right back in there.
Dan, you should be winning this, and then you'll be eligible for the 2K because you're in Australia. But that's all right. You're overnight. You got the team updates. Yeah,
massive advantage. Although now I've got to log into your SuperCoach to make sure that I'm up to date.
Sure
you're feeding me the prospective changes that you want to make overnight, and then you're just going to bed and leaving me up to it. So I think I helped you out though. One of the guys you had didn't start, so I switched that over. So I got a 113, I think.
Ooh, it's too good. I got 106, so you're ahead of me. Yeah, but no, it's a big lot playing EPL. We'll try and do some stuff later on, but for now we just got the league code, so make sure you jump in. We'll do a little bit of stuff on it as the season progresses. NFL coming soon as well. I know we got plenty of NFL diehards listening. The Run Home Challenge, fellas, the weekly winner was Jack, coach of Flano's Flops. Very, very good team name. Obviously, we're big fans of Flano. I actually am a big fan of Flano, Sharks Premiership coach.
How can you not be?
How can
one
of
the Flanos. Big fans of one of the Flanos.
Yeah. But yeah, he had a 1687. He had Dearden, Hiroti, and Doueihi, so a few nice pods there.
Oh wow.
For Jack. Jack, get in touch as well. We got to send you out your prize pack, baller merch. Chris got the hat on. Saw that down at the Berry Magpies on the weekend, Chris. I've heard the Berry Magpies might want to poach that brand.
It's pretty good. So the beef and berries. So a couple of people actually mentioned it. Is that club merchandise? I'm like, no, it's not. But here's how you can get it.
How good. Lauren's Broncos leads the Run Home Challenge. She was the week 1 weekly prize winner, so she's kicked again. She's at a 1646, leads by 64 points. So well done to Lauren. She is in the pole position to take home the Run Home Challenge. Just 3 weeks remain. We're over the halfway point of the Run Home Challenge.
And the way the Broncos are playing, she's very Bronco heavy, I looked.
Bronco heavy.
She will be very hard to beat.
Extremely hard to beat. Reece Walsh, we'll get to him in a bit. My goodness gracious. The 5K season long prize, Neil, coach of methamphetamines. He leads by 55 points over longtime leader Justin Toto Good. Neil is 5th overall, I believe, so he's having a cracker of a year. Good man is Neil. All right, finish out the housekeeping, boys. The mega watch-along this weekend. Friday night, we have 5 hours of live streaming, 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. I don't know how we're going to do it. I'm going to be on there for at least 3 hours of it, maybe 4. We'll see how we go. We're going to have Q&A at 5 p.m., followed by Panthers and Raiders at 6 p.m., followed by Storm and Bulldogs at 8 p.m. The top 4 teams in the NRL, they are going to be 2 blockbuster games, highly SuperCoach relevant. I have about 18 Raiders in my team now, so I will be pumped for that one. They're all meat and potatoes, but that doesn't matter. Hopefully they can touch up the Panthers. Should be good fun. Chris, you're going to be joining. We'll get you on for at least 1 or 2 spots. Should be a beauty.
Yeah, should be great. I can't wait for the footy itself. Like 2 unbelievable games. Like finals come a couple of weeks early, so it's going to be fantastic. And like you say, there's so many SuperCoach relevant players in those teams, obviously, because they're all doing well. So it's going to be great fun. Really looking forward to it.
It's going to be a ripper. Dan, unfortunately, you're going to be in transit, so not going to be able to join. But we do have, in a major announcement, we have Finn, coach of Vafan, who is number 1 overall in SuperCoach right now. You'll be able to hear from Finn. You'll be able to comment, ask him a few little questions. We'll see if he's going to come on for the Q&A or come on for the match itself, but that really doesn't matter because you'll be able to have a chat to him. He's a great young fella. Bit of a boon for the Ballers, Dan, to get Finn back on.
Yeah, I was just thinking, why isn't Finn didn't join the league? Unfortunately, like,
He's in the run home challenge, but he's had a shocker
Yeah.
not joining the league.
Oh,
No.
jeez. Yeah, but no, he's a good guy, Finn. Very, very astute. We had him on the pod earlier in the season. And,
Yeah.
yeah, really like the way he thinks about Supercoach. Don't ask him his team specific questions
No.
because I think he's going to hold his
He's not gonna
cards
answer.
very close to his chest.
I can see like the
Those
second place and third place Momax and Baby Dales. They'll be like, oh, here we go. What do we get?
Yeah.
What's going on here? It'll be interesting to watch him sweat up. I know he's an Edwards owner. He did quite well with him the other night. He's got a great side. So he captained Nico straight C on the weekend. So
Yeah, well done.
it was VC Teddy, so that worked out perfect for him. We also got the NRL physio. Usually would be the headline act on here, but obviously with Finn's appearance, he's relegated to second. He's going to be on for the second half of the last game. He's got to get kids to bed and all that. You know, I don't know what he's going on about there, but he'll be on for the second half. We got Realm from Realm and Myth. We got Fenno, who's been coming on the pods with us, and then we got John O'Tube, CMac, and myself, and producer Gramsy pulling all the strings in the background as per usual. So it is going to be a ripper. 5 p.m. Friday night, all the way through to the end of the last game. So get involved in that on YouTube or X or Facebook, wherever you follow us. All right, boys, let's get into it now. Captains, we're going to start here because this is the most important thing this time of year. We've seen the last couple of weeks, captains are making and breaking weekends, although last week most captains went bananas. We had Walsh, Turbo, Teddy did okay, Cleary did okay as well. He was the first game, not really the number one option. I think there was another one or two as well.
Drinky
Was the other one, yeah, massive. He's right back in the conversation now that he's picked up the goal kicking. I'll start with you, CMac. How'd you go with your captain on the weekend, and how are you lining up your thoughts for round 25?
Yeah, a little bit sad on the weekend. I had the C on Turbo, and it was quite sad, really. Look, let's just move along from last weekend. straight into this weekend. If you're a Welsh owner, I think it's a no-brainer against the Knights in a 2 p.m. Sunday game. He's flying, Reece Walsh, and Newcastle looked shocking on Sunday afternoon against the Cowboys.
Chris, I heard a stat on the weekend. I read a stat today. The Cowboys had the most errors in a match ever to win a game, I believe.
And they won by 30.
They had 23 errors, and they won by 34 points.
That's amazing. Well,
that
I
just
think
shows
that's
how bad
indication
Newcastle
of
are.
where Newcastle are at. So if you're a Welsh owner, I think it's a no-brainer for you this weekend. I'm actually internally debating whether it's worth a trade to get rid of either Drinky or Turbo to Walsh. I just think there's so many points to cash in on late.
Yeah, it's the order of the games is pretty interesting this weekend, Dan. Walsh is obviously clear, but it's pretty hard to go past the form now that the Roosters are in with James Tedesco. He's got the highest baller projection this week of 95. They are, of course, playing the Parramatta Eels, so a very tasty matchup, and he's the third last game of the round there.
Yeah, so that's Saturday night into a Sunday morning. If you're looking at Tedesco-Walsh combinations there, that might hit some people who have more than 17 players, but for me, it's lock and load. Like I'm very happy having both those guys, and that's probably going to be where I'm at, a VC Teddy into a C Walsh on Sunday. The weekend was there was just a plethora of options, wasn't it? There was I went Hines VC and I was going to captain Walsh, but after Hines score, I looped it. And then the other option was Lomax there. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, it's weird when you're wanting some players not to go as big as they do, even though they're in your team. Like it's just a strange thing when you've got the captaincy, but, yeah, hoping a Jag Walsh this week. I don't know if you watched the game on the weekend, but he was just up and about everywhere. He's got the goal kicking now. I think he upped his base, just taking more and more hit ups. Like he just seemed to be everywhere on the pitch.
That role for Reece Walsh, and we can talk more about him when we get to trading targets, but that role is just so good for him when Reynolds is out. He's just bobbing up everywhere, both sides of the ruck. And from about the 45th minute, he just went bananas on the weekend. So, yeah, excellent option. What about for those who don't own Reece Walsh, though, Chris? Teddy is obvious because I think he's, like Dan said, he's a Saturday night game. So he's probably the obvious C, unless you want to VC him and then maybe go an Adam Doueihi or a Drinky in that last game.
Yeah, they're definitely options. I think, again, day games on Sunday, Leichhardt usually. Those games in particular, Tigers-Cowboys games are usually very high scoring.
Yep.
So, you could do plenty worse than picking a captain out of that game. And I think Drinky and Doueihi are both really good options. VC and Cleary's still a good option. I know they've got the Raiders who are flying, but Nathan Cleary can punch out a really good score against anyone. So I wouldn't be worried about VCing him and having the C on Teddy on a Saturday night. You've got some really good options this weekend.
Yeah, obviously, like we saw, Payne Haas obviously scored well with a 99 on the weekend. I just don't feel like this time of the year's the time you want. It's not big boy season for captaincy.
It's halfback, fullback season for captaincy, surely.
Yeah, it has to be.
Definitely.
You can't forgo 150s.
Yeah.
You two are both turbo owners. The last two fullbacks against the Dolphins, the last 2 weeks, have gone 180, 150. Like any interest there?
I've got big interest.
Four Pines. I think that's a great VC option this week.
I love that, especially leading into Teddy. Like the Jono, just put on Jono's warm safety blanket of Teddy for captain against Para, Combank Stadium. The only thing I can think of in Teddy, remember when Teddy got Sevo'd at Combank a couple of years ago? Thankfully, no Sevo this year, but I remember when he was a popular captain, he got very bad concussion.
Not sure if the Fox will be doing that to him this weekend.
I'm not giving up on Turbo. Manly, there's obviously massive question marks around. They're just, I don't know how that. Like a month ago, they beat the Storm and they were looking good. Everyone was like they're a good dark horse for the bottom of the 8 sort of areas and making a bit of a charge, and they've just fallen off a cliff. Tommy Talau just absolutely butchered a try on the weekend, having a little run himself from dummy half, and that would have actually given him the lead. So maybe look. And then that try. Did you see that try, Dan? Or you might not have seen it, Chris, but when Samuel Afinu ran in front of Taylan May,
I did see that,
and just blocked Turbo out, which was, I couldn't believe they awarded that. So they were a little bit unlucky, the Seagulls. But back to 4 Pines, 3 p.m. game as well, Saturday afternoon via the Finns, who have been leaky, as Dan said, particularly to fullbacks the last 2 weeks. I'm definitely getting the VC on Turbo at his ownership. Give me a piece of that. So. Yeah, big week for captains. All right, another quick strategy chat just around we'll call it the ball blueprint for the week. And the topic, boys, this week is should people be using trades this week if they've only got between 1 and 3 left? We're all in that position. Chris, you and I have got 2. Dan has 1. Dan, I'm going to start with you. How are you approaching trades this week? You mentioned you're going to kind of wait and see. You've only got 17. Is this the week to be burning it?
I probably don't think so. For me, and probably a lot of super coaches out there, Scotty Drinkwater doesn't play the last round, and he's probably in your side. So that's taking up a fullback spot, but more importantly, it's most likely a flex spot as well. And having a flex trade in the last round to get any player, for example, Sammy Walker's playing South in the last round. He might be a great powered option to make your last trade that round. So I might just cop the hit, even if they do have a bit of a lower score in the 17 this week. I'm hoping not. If there's a couple of HIAs or injury-affected scores, I might have to pull the trigger. But I'm really hoping to keep that last trade for a flex trade in round 27.
Yeah, I'm approaching it similarly, and I just wanted to put some numbers around it. So given that we will get some restings, obviously you mentioned there Scotty Drink and the Cowboys are on the bye in 27, so presuming a lot of people still own him. If we do get restings, you're going to just be short players. So it could be a scenario where you're going to have 15, 16 players, maybe less. So that's a whole body that's out there. This week, I've got to run out Nick Meaney. I've got to run out Corey Horsburgh, Tommy Starling, like guys who just should be nowhere near a round 25 best 18. But I just think that if I was to trade up to any good option, I see all the good options being at fullback anyway this week. So the one for me, Chris, is Garrick to a Doueihi or a Tuivasa-Sheck or any of these other pretty okay centre wing options. I just think holding my lollies here, I'm going to get more value out of not trading this week and saving that for 26 or 27.
Yeah, look, I agree. Where you can hold your trades, obviously, we've spoken probably for a month about how important trades are going to be in that last round. Also, like a lot of players now are looking head-to-head wise, so I think you can probably sit on your trades until a Saturday arvo, Saturday night, see how you're going in your head-to-head, and go, hey, I need to make up some ground. Bang, away you go. There's plenty of options later in the weekend that are good pickups if you need them. So I think it's a wait and see for Thursday, Friday in particular, and then see how your team's playing out before you dive into those trades.
Yep. It's definitely a little bit of a different story for head to head. Like I encourage everyone to go check their ball projections and put against their matchup opponent. That's going to give you a better indication than what SuperCoach Gold projections will give you. But yeah, like you said, you need to stay flexible, see how you're traveling across the weekend. If getting through in your head to head league is the most important thing, then yeah, like I think Adam Doueihi's a sensational buy for Garrick at centre. And if you need him and your opponent doesn't have him, or you need to match him, I think that's probably a good use of a trade, knowing that it's not going to matter what happens in round 27 because your goal is to just win your game this week and get through to the grand final, which is obviously high on a lot of super coaches' radar. So definitely stay fluid, definitely stay flexible. And then assess the options. And we are going to assess a few good trading options today because there are people who need to make trades for their head-to-head grand finals, notwithstanding saving for round 27. So let's get into, we're going to break it up tonight, guys, between centre wing and then all other options because obviously we've got Reuben Garrick gone down. People are still holding on to Herbie. So centre wing is a place that most people are looking to purchase. And I'm going to start, Dan, with Adam Doueihi, who is 646K. Projection of 81 playing halfback. He's coming off back-to-back tons. Cowboys at home. He is only 6.8% owned in the top 10%. So a very, very nice pot option, especially when it's going up. No one can really afford to trade him in.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say anything against people trading him in. The duel probably doesn't matter too much at this stage of the year when people have got the likes of Jaden Campbell and Munster. It's all of a sudden not that handy anymore. A good run with the Cowboys and Titans in the next 3. So they play the Raiders at GIO, which is going to be a tough matchup. But geez, doesn't he look like he's just got that extra speed now? It's come back a bit. He's always had the great upper body strength to fend off players, but he's probably just with those injuries just lacked that little bit of speed coming back. But I think he's absolutely back and on fire. Benji's obviously got the full trust in him just to get these hands on the ball, and yeah, really taking advantage.
Yeah, what I like about it is just the role. He's ball hungry. He's running. The stats are showing that he's running the ball a lot more, getting into contact. He was a really good option a few years ago when he was playing in the halves. He's got a career average of 71 in the halves. So it's really role dependent for him. And I actually like this even better than his career historical there because we do see with Luai is more passive, non-running 5'8". So he's more doing the distributing, hanging out on the left. Dewey's doing both sides. I just really love the role for Doueihi. I think he is the best purchase at centre wing this week, and he's the highest projected centre wing at 81 as well. So, yeah, he's going to be where I'm looking. Chris, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, 603K, projection of 68. He's a little bit higher owned at 13%. I think Roger's having a nice back end of the season. The Wars have got a nice run. I don't think you can go wrong with Roger. I saw a stat the other day that since coming back from Union, he hasn't had a score over 90 though. So that lack of ceiling is a little concerning. Doesn't mean he's not going to score over 90, don't get me wrong, but he's not producing big scores week in, week out.
No, I think you've hit the nail on the head with Roger. Like, if a centre winger can be meat and potatoes, he just feels like that. At this time of year, he's probably going to average over 3 weeks about 60, which is fine. But at this time of year, we're looking for far more upside. And I think you mentioned it in Adam Doueihi. Like, he's probably the pick of the centre wingers this week. I think he's a clear better option at only 40K extra and far less ownership. So, look, Roger's fine. Don't get me wrong. He could score a few tries. They've got a nice run coming home, the Warriors. But I just think there's better options.
Dan, someone who's found another gear, which we knew he had, we just don't see it that often in Supercoach. It's a lower floor, it's higher risk play, but the matchups are there. It's Kotoni Staggs. He's snuck his way up to 641K. Wow, that is expensive. I mean, bloody Garrick dropped to 484K, so there'll be a few who can't afford these 600K options. So we might have to look at a couple of cheaper ones. Kotoni scored really well on the weekend. He had 115 2 weeks prior to that against the Bunnies. He's just not one for me, Kotoni, but I can see why people are interested. He's passing the eye test.
Yeah, he's a huge power game. So if he's got his hands on the ball, he's going to get points. But that's just the thing. He just doesn't always get involved in games continuously. So Broncos, I think, are looking for him a bit more. I think he scored a couple tries off kicks as well. So they're kicking to him as well. He's obviously good in the air. But, I mean, like, just feed him the ball and he's going to get points. He's tackle breaks galore. He can get over the line. The risk is he just wants to have a few quiet weeks and he can just go missing. I think probably the combination with Reece Walsh is good. And if you are a Reece Walsh owner, I don't mind a load up at this time of year, particularly with Broncos, a couple of good games. And Broncos have got Storm in the last round. And I think Storm are the only ones that maybe are potentially going to definitely rest in round 27, depending on how the next 2 weeks go. So that could be a great game if Storm are resting.
Yeah, just a few too many scores under 50 for me. I think it's 6 or 7 scores under 50 this year for Kotoni, and that's just not really what you want if you bring it in your trade. Conversely, he's had 115.94 in 2 of the last 3. I don't think the ceiling's there personally. To not to match. I think I'd rather take a punt on Doueihi hitting 150 than Staggs, but they've got like Knights is an amazing matchup as we've already spoke about. It's rocks or diamonds. He's not for me. Chris, someone I know you've got your eye on, and if it comes to it on Sunday afternoon, that you may look at it for Garrick is Taylan May. Now he's a little bit cheap. He's a little bit cheaper, 485k, bit more of a cut price option. He's a like for like purchase for Reuben.
Yeah, definitely.
And so he's currently been brought in by 1.8% of teams in the top 10%, so which is pretty decent. It's third. He's the third most purchased centre winger. What do you like about Taylan?
I just think he's passing the eye test since he's come back. He's been playing really, really strong. He looks strong, tackle busting. He looks quick. I really like it. Like you said, people are going to struggle perhaps going from Garrick up to these 600, 650 players. I think he's a great cut price option, and I really like their run. Like obviously they've got the Cowboys this week. They finished with the Titans. Yes, the Raiders at JO is as tough as it gets, but I quite like. I haven't checked, but I quite like base from what I've seen, not from what I've looked up, but what I've actually seen when I've watched him play. I feel like he's busy, so I don't think he's a bad option. Yeah,
he's coming off a ton on the weekend as well. He's projected 61 on the ball projections this week. I should mention Roger 68 and Doueihi 81 as well prior to those. So yeah, look, he's kind of got to bust out a little bit. Like you said, that's a good matchup and good form at the cut price. So I think if you can afford it, he's probably the best of those guys. Dan, a couple of other options at centre wing to round us out, a bit more tried and true. Bo for more, 592k. I feel like we've spoken about Bo every single week this year. He just continues to be a good option. He's owned by 31% of teams in the top 10%. And then Brian To'o, who he's projected 66, Bo's 70. Brian's just still catching a bit of a cold, despite having a ton. The other week, he dropped back down with a 61 on the weekend.
Yeah, I'm still a Brian fan. I think he's still an option for the run home. They do not have a particularly great run the last few, but Panthers are going to have to push hard for this top 4 spot. So I'd probably lean towards To'o there. Furmore, I think, was a good option a couple of weeks ago to fill a slot when there was a bit of an issue with the 2 RFs. But I probably don't see him as having the big ceiling now that you want. You won't be playing him as your top 4 centre wings. He might still plug a hole with second row forward for you, but it's just not that interesting. I think he'll still average 60, 65 for the run home.
Yep. Nothing really jumping out. We've got Tane Tuapiki. He's gone. Chance has been named at fullback. Ronnie's on the bye for the Sharkies. Phil Salmi, I can't really, not at 672k. I think Doueihi's the best option. If you can't afford it, then Taylan May, fine. Not going to get me. I'd rather just save the trade, I think, unless you need to win a head-to-head. That's probably the only caveat there. All right, so up to the other positions now, away from centre wing, and like I said, we're going to just bunch these all together because there's not too many people shopping away. But the one we have to talk about is Reece Boy Walsh. He's 754k, 155 on the weekend. What a performance! Second half just blew the Dolphins to smithereens. He was on 86 at half time, so he back-ended the first half quite well as well. Projection 91, as mentioned. He's still only 13% owned, which is just a fantastic little pod in the top 10% there. I would love to own him, Chris. I just don't think I can trade out Turbo, Teddy, or Drinky.
No, I'm very much in the same boat. I'm sort of my internal dialogue of late has been a lot about Reece Walsh and who I could possibly trade out. Drinky's obviously an option because of that round 27 buy, but I just don't want to miss out on Drinky's points in between. And after Jono on the weekend, trading him out, it'd be really hard to do. But the Broncos are playing Reece ball at the moment now that the halves are out injured. So he's going to score really, really well. It's killing me not owning him. I am, like I said, I might be bringing him in if I have to, but he is flying. So if you can make it work, bring him in because you're going to enjoy it. And like you guys touched on, they do play the Storm in the last round, but it's all too likely going to be the Sunshine Coast Falcons.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Reece Walsh is a great purchase. He's going to
I don't think it. Yeah, you're obviously chasing last week's points a bit, but I just think he's still an amazing option. And yeah, he can score well regardless. Like even against a good side, especially now he's got the roll and he's got the goal kicking. Like I just love this role with his hands on the ball. They're looking for him all the time. He's bobbing up left. He's bobbing up right. He's bobbing up right behind the ruck. So absolutely love it. I'm just looking at who people are trading to him. So the most trades for Walsh are actually Garrick. So people who own Garrick and can move a flex option are the ones getting Walsh. That just seems like a complete no-brainer if you've got the funds, Dan.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If you don't have three fullbacks running in that rotation with the two fullbacks and flex, bring Reece Walsh in. It's a great pickup this week. I'm just looking who people would do if they have the three fullbacks, and you guys can probably say yes or no, but Tedesco, Edwards, Drinkwater, Turbo, are you trading any of those four for him?
No.
And I think that's probably the majority of people are in that situation. Maybe Jaden Campbell, and you'd probably flick him up to 5'8" and then bring in Walsh. I see that as absolutely fine as well. But I don't think anyone really has anyone else in those fullback spots. Yeah, Paps, but if you haven't got rid of him now,
can't tell the players to give up, Dan. If you still got him,
give up.
Kaya
Weeks.
Yep.
So that would probably be the only other one. But yeah,
Hammer?
I think Hammer.
Hammer played centre on the weekend.
Yeah, you could get rid of Hammer for him for sure.
I think I would burn a trade. I think I'd burn a trade on those guys. So that's Turbo. No, Turbo's the most sold fullback to Walsh.
No,
I don't think that's worth it.
No,
I got to back Turbo to come good against the Finns. With such little trades, even in a normal week, if I had 40 trades left, I'm not sure I'd want to do that this week. It'd be tempting, but yeah.
I'd do it. I'd do it 100% with 40 trades, but not with two.
I know if you're just behind first spot, if you're second, third, or fourth, and you're looking for that point of difference, you look at the teams now, they're very similar. Most people have got the same fullbacks. I don't see it as a bad pod play, particularly for this week. And if you've got to trade up your sleeve and Melbourne don't rest in round 27, you can maybe flick Walsh to someone else in that round.
Yeah, it's tricky with how it's timed because Turbo plays before Walsh. So it's not like you can assess that you're behind and you match up and you want to pot up with Walsh to try and get home. So, yeah, very, very tricky. I want to talk now about Sam Walker, guys. Jono said on the snap that he's borderline, well, not even borderline, he said he's must-have for head-to-head players. We got Nico on the bye this week, so this is the crucial piece. If you do have trades and you are a head-to-head player, would you be considering Nico to Sam Walker? Now, Nico plays Newcastle at home next week, so my goodness gracious, that's going to be you're going to have to sit behind the sofa for that one if you don't own Nico. He'll be the best captain option next week, I would have thought. But is that a trade you'd look at, CMac?
Only if I could bring Nico back.
Plenty of trades up the sleeve.
If you had plenty of trades up your sleeves, sorry. I would look at that, but I couldn't justify it because that is a juicy matchup next week at Shark Park against Newcastle, who we've already mentioned are going like bustards. So, if I had trades, definitely, but I'd be making the trade to bring back Nico.
But if you had Cleary and Nico, so what, you'd go Hines,
maybe flex,
Walker,
but then you want the fullbacks in the flex. Thinking out loud. Let's rewind. I just wouldn't make the trade, I don't think. I'd be happy. I'd cop Nico not playing this week, and then I'd work with Nico and Cleary for the rest of the year. But my God, if you've got Sam Walker, that's a wonderful commodity.
If you're a head-to-head player, you can probably wait and see how you're going for that 7:30 game on Saturday night. Just check how your matchup's going and then decide if you want it. Because you can trade Hines all the way up to that game because they're not playing.
Yeah.
So, if you've got Jerome Hughes, that's probably a no-brainer to be able to bring Walker in. It's probably been a tough few weeks. I'm not sure why you would still own Hughes, but if you do, then I'd be moving him on to Sammy Walker. He's 749k. But yeah, the role has just been excellent. He misses Dan Tupu this week, so maybe that hurts him a bit. He can't kick to him, but he's had it on a string, Sammy, so no qualms about bringing him in. It's just, like we said, how you do it. Harry Grant, Danny boy. Harry Grant was looking pretty underwhelming before Golden Point on the weekend. I think he was 49 at full time, and then he went up to 86 with the match-winning try. 635k, a lot of angry Connor Watson owners out there who are running him at hooker 1. I reckon that one may be worth the upgrade. Caveat, watch for resting round 27.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think you've missed out on Harry.
Yeah.
Certainly the last few weeks he's shown that he's back to his best. I would be very worried about arresting. I think you've just got to have faith in Watson. They've got some big games coming up. The Roosters, I think Roosters are going to be pushing. Can they make top 4, Roosters?
Yeah, they can, but it's very unlikely. But they've still got to consolidate top 8. They need to. They still need to keep winning.
So I think I would just have faith in Watson. I think he's still going to serve a good purpose there. And I just you're probably not getting rid of Watson, so you're just adding depth, and then that's 2 hookers into your team that I don't think you need at this time of year. So I'd probably just try to go hard with maximising ceiling points in the centre wing or 2RF. This week. And just on Sammy Walker, is it everyone's head-to-head grand final next week? Or have some got it this week?
Most teams, most leagues.
Sammy Walker might be a non-play next week. They've got Storm at Amy Park, huge game. So, I
got a projection for you. I got a look-ahead projection for you if you want there, Dan.
Yep.
Let's have a look at that. So we got Sammy Walker projected 77 this week, but only 60 next week for the Storm.
Yeah, and I got it with Reece Walsh the last 2 weeks. He had a huge score against the Bunnies, was it? And then he got a 20 against the Storm up in Amy Park. So I think Sammy Walker's a similar player. When they're hot, they are definitely hot, but he can go very low in those tight games as well. Obviously got South in the last round, but if I'm thinking about bringing Sammy Walker in, it's probably saving that trade for round 27.
There's also people who are looking to get rid of Cam McInnes after he's done his ACL at hooker. So McInnes is the most traded at hooker this week. 500 teams have traded him out. Then Connor Watson. If you are a head-to-head player and you got trades, I would be pulling that trigger to Harry, McInnes or Watson to Harry. I think Harry's for head-to-head is the best hooker. If you're looking at overall, probably not get rid of him. Well, maybe.
You might be able to muck around with your
scored 22
there.
On the weekend.
If you got... Depends where you got Kalani going. You might be able to shuffle the decks there.
It's team dependent, but you're right. He's going to be playing around 27, so it's hard to trade out anyone who's playing around 27. And Watson's role could change again, but he does seem very keen on starting him off the bench, and it's a risk for sure. I think Grant is the buy. If you are looking for overall though, not head to head. Are there any other hookers that are could pique your interest? Maybe like a Jeremy Marshall King or an Appy or someone like that.
Marshall King's looked better last few weeks. Obviously, getting a bit of attack, maybe getting some fitness back as well.
80 minutes on the weekend.
80 minutes on the weekend. So, yeah, he'd probably be one to look at. I'd probably still prefer Grant over him. But they do have a decent run. They've got Manly, Titans, and then Raiders.
Raiders at home.
Raiders game? Raiders at home.
That's a KO. So Raiders should be resting there. Well, it just depends on what Ricky wants to do. But they've got top 2 locked up already. So depends how badly Ricky wants to mine a premiership, I guess. But surely he doesn't want it more than giving his boys a rest. Should be good for me.
Yep. So definitely
I felt like I got six of them.
Huge pod option, I think, Jeremy Marshall King. But
I like him better than Grant. I like him better than Grant for overall players if you do need a hooker, if you're trading Cam McInnes.
Yeah,
I agree with that because the chances of Harry resting around 27 are ultra high.
And Marshall King could match him regardless.
Yeah.
So you got to take the fixture there in round 27, I think. Boys, in the 2RF, it's been just terrible 2RF. I'm still got Watson there. Tino's doing a job, even though he got nearly so worried he was going to get Cat 1'd on the weekend. Thankfully, he's turned up again this weekend. Keaon is back. Very interesting, Chris. 625K, projected 69 in 65 minutes. That's really the key question: is how many minutes do you think he's going to play?
Yeah, it's very unknown. Coming back off the injury, look, I don't think it's worth the trade, especially South on the bye next week as well. I think well done to the, what have we got, 8.8% who have still held him. Like that, you're rewarded for a game
Huge.
or two. Yeah, so well done. But no, you can't be burning a trade on Keaon at this stage of the year.
I just think burning trades, it's too risky, the minutes. I'd rather see the minutes. They've got the bye next week as well. So it doesn't make any sense. Dan, Hudson Young, 627K, I still think is the best projected second row forward for the run home. But again, this is what we're talking about with making trades this week and why it's probably not worth it for overall players. 4 head-to-head, again, different story. I think he's definitely the best purchase. He's projected 74 points for the preliminary final and final next 2 weeks. But yeah, like just that resting round 27 would put me off from an overall perspective.
Yeah, I think I'd be surprised if Hudson Young rests. I don't.
Given they just had the bye as well, I suppose. Yeah,
exactly. And Ricky doesn't necessarily rest players in that way. I don't think he definitely has a rotational variation in the middle forwards, but I think he likes the solidness of his edge forwards and outside backs. So look, I think he's still a pick up this week. I think he's got the highest upside of any second row forward. I think Angus Crichton is still a rock solid purchase this week. Big games for the Roosters. You know he's going to get that 80 minutes. Daniel Tupu out this week, so they're maybe not looking for the kick. They're looking for that short ball to Angus. So I think he's still a great option. Naf White gives you a little bit of flexibility, even though you don't really need it up at the front row. But I think he's looked great over the last few rounds and really become a real stalwart of that Roosters pack. I think he could be an option as well. Yeah,
he's a talisman. He's amazing.
Talisman.
I mean, I feel like we were onto him early, but yeah, it's every man and his dog loves a bit of naff now. What a player! All right, boys, that'll do us for our trade targets this week. As I said, we're getting a bit narrower now that the season's coming to an end. We have a very, very cool new segment though tonight. We are playing a quiz game, which we are calling Rugby League 501. For anyone who knows their darts out there. It is 501. For those on YouTube, you can see this. Please go, if you're listening to audio, please go check us out on YouTube, like and subscribe. It's our big growth channel, so please get around YouTube. It helps us out a lot. Rugby League 501. So the way this works is you have to count down. We're playing the topic. So our topic today is first grade appearances for any club, retired players only. And you have to guess the amount of games that you have to name a player. So, example, Andrew Eddinghausen, and he has played 340 games or whatever, Cronulla. He will be a bust. So you can't go over 180 as the same as in darts. That's the max score you can get in darts, and then we're going to count it down from 501. To check out, you have to get below, you have to get to 0 or between 0 and -10, and that's the way that you win this game. So it's going to be Dan versus Chris to kick us off tonight. I'll be hosting. Gramsy will be in the background getting this sorted for us. So this is going to be a ripper. You all good with the rules, fellas?
I think so. Are you saying from any team? Any retired player from any team?
Any retired player from any team. So you're going to have to switch your brain on a bit. Probably focus in on 1 or 2 clubs.
Jeez, that's because you can't go over that 180. So it's that sort of, longish career. What's that? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seasons, but not the big men.
Yeah, we're gonna let you go first as well, Dan. Just try and give you a bit of an advantage here.
I'll tell you what, the listeners don't know, but you, Matty, and CMac are some of the best sport trivia hunters around. So this feels like a bit of a stitch up.
This is gonna be good fun. You'll be all right, Danny boy. Let's kick it off. So retired players, first grade appearances. So NRL, Super League, New South Wales Rugby League, get back in the day. First grade appearances for their club as per the Rugby League project.
So sorry, Super League's involved too.
It's just first grade appearances.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, Super League in Australia from '97.
Okay, sorry, I'm thinking English Super League. So I had a couple in my head who I thought might be around there. I'm like,
no.
Did they go to England?
No.
Okay, good. Happy with that.
Okay.
Okay.
So Dan, you're going to kick us off. You got to say 180. You want to sort of get that 150 to 180 sweet spot.
Okay, I'm going to go Newcastle grade to Mana Tahu.
Ooh. What do you reckon, Chris? That sounds like a lot.
He went to Para at the end. I don't know how
I reckon that's over.
There.
I reckon that's 200 plus. Easy. I reckon you've busted straight off here, Dan.
Come on.
What do you reckon, Chris? How many Tamano played? Oh, 196.
I like you, Dan.
Bad luck, Dan. That's a bust zero for you.
I knew I had to go hard early.
That was aggressive. I didn't mind it. So he's gone over 180, so he's busted. So it's no score for Danny Boy. Chris, CMac.
I'm pretty confident on this guy. He played for a couple of different clubs. He was a bit of a bad boy, so he missed out on a lot of football. Todd Carney. I reckon he was around that 150, 160 mark. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
He played for the Roosters, the Raiders,
the Sharks.
I reckon he played about 50 games for the Sharks, 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I reckon he had 5 seasons at Raiders, but probably played about 100 games.
Yeah. He was sort of in and out.
It's going to be close, It's going to be real close.
I'm feeling 150 odd.
Here, 166. Too good, CMac. Great start. Geez, you've started on fire here. Dan, you got some work to do.
I am rattled.
Yeah, rattled. Jeez. What are you going with for your next guess?
I'm going to go Justin O'Neill.
Oh yeah,
good.
I don't mind this. Storm, Cowboys, Premiership winner. That's going to be. I reckon that's sweet spot. I reckon he played for Queensland, obviously as well. I'd be surprised if he played 200 games. He did play.
Gramsy's giggling in the background.
Wow, 190. Oh, he's gone aggressive, just a little too aggressive.
I'm feeling for you.
Unlucky, Dan. He remains on 501.
All
right. You just
okay.
Too close to the sun. CMac.
When you said Justin O'Neill, for whatever reason, Todd Lowry jumped into my head. I feel like Todd Lowry would have played over 100 games. It feels pretty safe.
Todd Lowry. Yeah, he's played. I reckon you're in danger of going over. He played for the Knights, the Eels, and the Storm. I reckon he's a 200 gamer.
Oh.
And you've gone back-to-back Todds, which is nice. Double Todd.
Let's see.
You've got an Uncle Todd too, I know.
I do.
Let's see how we go here. 202. I'm on fire.
Kept me in it.
Wow. All right. This is tough, boys. You guys are flying very close to the sun here with some big Dave. Dan, you just got to hit the board. I'm sorry. Score update 501. Dan, Chris 335.
All right.
You're right. What are you zoning? Where are you feeling? Are you going to Queensland again, or back down to Sydney?
Back down to Sydney, I think. I'm gonna go Darren Albert.
Darren Albert. Surely Darren Albert did
He's
not
got
play
to get on the board.
over 180 games. That's got to be on the board. He played for the
I'm
Knights.
going
Cronulla,
95
Cronulla
games.
at the end.
Just
He
to
played
keep
for
me off.
Cronulla in maybe 02, something like that.
Yeah.
I
Not
reckon
many.
this is. Yeah, I reckon this is sub 100. I reckon this is to 90.
You're on the board.
112.
well,
That's good. I'll
Not
take
bad.
That'll
that.
do.
I'll take that.
All right.
That's all right. On the board, 389. Chris
that's
CMac
all right.
335.
Jeez,
That's
bro.
all right.
Oh.
Good on you. Good on you, mate.
Right. So thinking there's so many names that come into my head. Going Justin Paul.
Justin Paul.
Oh,
this
Helensburg,
is-
great.
Helensburg. Yeah, Helensburg Tiger.
played for the Dragons and the Eels. Played a
Cousin
lot
of
games.
Damien
This-
Cook as well, I believe.
Yep.
They're all cousins in Helensburg, aren't they?
Hey, you said that.
Here comes the score. Wow,
Oh,
too
yeah.
good.
How good's that?
178.
That's
What
as
a
good as it
dart.
gets.
What a dart by Christopher Mack. Well done, sir. Got a Helensburg joke in there as well. Very good. Dan, you got a challenge now. Chris is in checkout territory. 389. You need a 160 plus here, I'm going to say. Maybe a 150 plus. Like, get out of it. Get out of the embarrassment territory.
I'm going to go Luke Burt.
No way.
Overs.
Luke Burt's a 300 gamer.
I think it's a
This
300 gamer, yeah.
This could be the
Oh,
worst.
Dan. Yeah, I'm sure he played 300
This
games.
is. I'm just calling this a
300.
foul. I'm calling this a foul already. I reckon there's a chance he's the
264, there you
260.
go.
300 gamer. We're both right.
Well, yeah, okay.
Moving on.
He played for a long bloody time. All right.
They gave him like they lit. Yeah, he played a lot of games. Lukey Burt.
All right.
All right, C-Mac. Can he check out? You need between 157 and 167 to check out.
Wade McKinnon.
Ooh, I don't reckon he's played enough games, but that's a good answer. He played for the Wars for a good few years, didn't
Eels and
he?
Rabbits.
Eels and Tigers.
Oh, now the
Four club player. That's I reckon you'll be all right. I reckon this is like a 150. I reckon this. You could check out here.
We'll see.
Could check out
Little nervous.
157 to 161.
Stop
Oh,
it.
153.
Oh,
153. 4 short. What an answer though. This is an absolute clinic. And you've also given Dan the indignity of having to give another answer.
Oh, jeez. I'm so rattled.
I need a
Danny-
Score update is 389 Dan and 4 for Chris. Chris has to find someone on his next throw between 4 and 14 to take the prize
I'll
home.
go Sharky's great Queenslander, Danny Nutley.
Danny Nutley. Surely Danny Nutley's played only less than 180. He didn't start till he was about 32.
Yep.
100? 110?
Yeah, it feels about right.
135.
Yeah, maybe. Danny Nutley.
Oh,
152.
yeah. Come on.
Good answer.
Come on,
Good
nuts.
answer.
I'm back.
All right. What do I need? Over 4 games.
Between 4 and 14 to take it down. Obviously, if you land on 0, we'll give you.
I feel like
whatever
I'm
you want.
cheating, but
Retired players.
Kieran Kerr.
Oh,
Kieran Kerr.
You are. You are
I am
cheating.
cheating.
You can't
Dragons, Tigers, former player, great
No,
friend. of the show.
I'm vetoing that. I'm
Okay.
vetoing that answer. You know that. You know Kieran Kerr,
I
so
know.
that's not allowed.
Sorry.
How many games did he play? 4 exactly.
I think it was 4 on the mark.
Yeah.
On the button.
5.
Five.
5. Yeah.
All right. Someone else who's only played a few. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's harder than
Carl Felingi.
No,
Carl
he only
Feliga?
played one game, didn't he,
Oh, is that
Feliga?
it?
Carl
Oh,
Feliga.
geez,
Yeah, I
hope he played
reckon he
more.
only played maybe
Hopefully
2.
he played more than that.
Carl Feliga, Sharks Wonderkin.
Yeah,
Wunderkin.
next Sonny Bill.
They signed. Well, no,
That's
he was Sonny Bill
One.
before Sonny
Yeah,
Bill won.
yeah.
Wow, just
thought he
open the
played a few
door.
more
Just
than
just
that.
slightly open the door for Dan to for a miracle. Danny
What about-
Nutley is the last answer. Danny boy, maybe stick with the Dannies, Danny.
Stick with the Dannies.
Who else is there,
That's
Danny?
yeah. I'm glad I vetoed that answer, C-Mac. That was cheating.
Yeah, it was.
I'm definitely calling that. Danny boy, 237. He needs if he can get 100 or more here, then he's maybe that's where you got a zone, Dan, that 100-game club. And then you'll get a chance at a checkout at a big 130
We've
or
got so
140
much brain
checkout.
fog about blokes who've only played like 5 games.
This is a very wide topic. We might have to narrow in on clubs next time to get the brain ticking over a bit better.
Yeah, it's so many old players you're going through here.
Need to get the almanac going here, Dan.
Let's go Piggy Riddell.
Ooh,
Oh, that's going to be close.
that's going to be close. That's aggressive.
yeah.
I've got a feeling you had to hit the board here, Dan. Maybe Piggy shot over. Piggy. Here we go. 1, 8, 9. Yeah, too many.
You're kidding.
Oh,
Aggressive. But that leaves Chris. He needs between 3 and 13 games.
I'm struggling so much to think of
You went too hard on Wade McKinnon.
Yeah, I did. All right. Someone who's played between 3 and 13 games. This shouldn't be this hard.
What
Bronx
club?
Goodwin.
Bronx Goodwin.
Bronx Goodwin.
Another
Bronx
Sharks
Goodwin.
and Dragons player.
Might have played the Raiders too. Did he play the Raiders?
Yeah, he played for the Raiders. But this might be too many.
Oh God!
I reckon he had a-
I need
he
to
might
check
have-
out.
he might have
I
had
need
a
to check
season-
out.
Because he might not have ever played NRL at the Sharks. He played juniors at the Sharks. What do we got here? Bronxy Goodwin.
Oh,
32.
heaps more.
Way too
Ooh.
many. Busto.
Jeez.
Look, to keep it in the family, keep it going. I'm going to go Bryson Goodwin. That's my
Yeah,
next
shouldn't have said it.
Thank
I
you,
reckon
thank you,
Bryson-
CMac.
Bryson Goodwin.
This could be right
Bryson played a lot of NRL, like a lot.
Sharks, Dogs.
Sharks, Dogs,
Rabbits.
Bunnies. Won a premiership at the Bunnies. Was he on the wing for Bunnies premiership? No. He was on the bench, I think. Here comes the answer. 1, 8.
If I had a buffer, I'd be home.
This is unbelievable.
I'm struggling so much with just the few gamers.
You should have got Dan. You should have gone Luke Goodwin. Save that one for next time. That. There's got to be some other ones in that Kieran Kerr ilk.
Yeah.
See,
Oh,
Mac, you
now
need
everyone
3 for
I
the
think
number.
of, I'm like, oh, is that too many?
Between
Leon
3.
Bott.
No way, he played way more.
heaps
That's,
more?
that's,
Far out. I'm really struggling with the little ones. It's killing me.
I'll go 40 games for Leon, former Toowoomba Clydesdales legend. Dan, you got to get your head in the game.
Oh, 26. Oh.
All right, I'll go very safe. Dane Weston.
It's too safe. You're not going to be able to check out. Dane Weston, what do you reckon, C-Mac? I'm going to go 50.
About 50.
Yeah.
I can check out with
80,
that.
okay.
You're a beauty.
Oh, God. All right. Come on, switch on, McCarran.
Dane Weston, Storm, plenty of
Panthers.
Cows, Panthers, yeah. Sharks, maybe. He was definitely Sharks Junior.
Yeah, he played
Sharks and Cowboys, yeah. All right. C-Mac, you've opened the door somehow with a 1-0-0.
My brain's just not working around guys who just played a few games.
It's hard when they've retired. You could get it if they were still playing.
All right, come on, think about it, Christopher. I just can't zero in on a club. My brain is just all over the place.
Yeah,
here.
you got to zone in on a club. I think
Yeah.
that's the only way to do it.
All right. Seriously, every person I'm thinking of has played a million games.
Where are you thinking? Where are you going?
I keep wanting to go to Canberra, but then everyone I think of, I'm like, way too many games. Albert Foolavoy.
Albert Ballr.live. That's a great name.
It's a great name.
Who did he play for? Canberra?
Raiders.
Yeah, okay. Surely he hasn't played more than 20. I
Please
feel
no.
like this is going to be like 14 or 15 or something. Just
No,
gonna-
it'll kill me. Albert Foolavoy. I used to have his footy card. I wish I could remember what it
What
said
era
on
are
the
we
back.
talking? What era are we
No,
talking?
like
44.
44. Jeez Louise.
Dan, all right, Dan. 157 here to take between 157 and 167 for the unmost,
This is
most unlikeliest of victories ever.
Fart of all time.
This would be unbelievable if Dan could pull this off.
All right, I'm going to go James McManus.
Oh, that feels so good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that does feel good.
Origin
he didn't start till he was
superstar.
about 24, 25.
I'm very nervous.
Played a good few seasons. Score's coming up now. 166, he's done it! He's done it! He's done it!
That's unbelievable. Look at that. Look at that.
A comeback
scoreboard.
for the ages. What a first game of rugby league. What a game. I'm getting told he's still got a turn because it's to make it even. Jeez.
So I've got to get within -9.
You don't get this in darts.
Yeah.
I think this is it. I think you've lost. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Listen to producer Gramsy.
I think he's saying it's all over. That's it. The adjudicator. Bad luck, CMac.
Was Richie
Danny
Williams.
boy. What a
Richie
comeback.
Williams.
Richie Williams.
Should have
yeah.
thought of that in one of the last 4 or 5 goes.
I think that would have got it for you, wouldn't it, Richie?
Oh, 12.
Jeez.
Unbelievable. Broken.
What a game. What a game, boys. I think we got to bring that back. Hopefully we'll narrow down the scope next time to try and get a bit quicker. But that was
so difficult.
That was good fun. Good fun. All right,
great.
boys, that's gonna see us out tonight. Congratulations, Danny Boy, on the first victory in Rugby League 501. Big shout out to everyone out there playing in their head-to-head prelims this weekend. It is going to be a beauty. CMac, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me, Matty. Really enjoyed it. Really can't wait for the Friday night watch-along. It's going to be unreal, catching up, watching those great games of footy.
And Danny Boy, the quiz master, congratulations again, and best of luck. Best of luck for the last 3 rounds.
Yeah, cheers, Matty. I'll be tuning into the watch along. Can't wait this weekend. Looking forward.
What a beauty. Tune into the watch along. Get around us on YouTube. It's going to be great. Give us a like and subscribe. Thank you very much to all our ballers out there. Make sure you sign up at baller.live, and we will see you over the weekend. You're beauty.